Good morning. It's Nadine Torriello, licensed esthetician and your personal skincare guru with this week's skincare tip. This week's tip, skin cancer, part 3. Hopefully you watched part 1 and know that the next few videos are dedicated to a dear friend who recently had an aggressive squamous cell carcinoma removed from her nose. Thankfully, it was successfully removed and she is healing nicely. If she continued to ignore it, though, the story could have been quite different. Her situation, though, prompted me to do this series. There are thousands of articles on the internet about skin cancer, yet how many of us ignore the subtle changes in our skin and say, well, it's probably the good cancer? As an esthetician, I'm here to tell you there is no good cancer. And in the next few videos, I'm going to go over the different types of skin cancer and possible treatments for you one more time. And even if one person is inspired to get checked, then these videos were worth the effort it took to create them. Skin cancer is the most common form of cancer. Today, we're talking about the most dangerous forms of skin cancer, melanoma and Merkel cell carcinoma. An estimated 192,310 cases of melanoma will be diagnosed in the U.S. alone in 2019. Of those, almost 96,000 cases will be non-invasive and confined to the top layer of the skin, and 70,000 cases will be invasive, penetrating the epidermis into the skin's dermis. While melanoma is not the most common of skin cancers, it causes the most deaths. An estimated 7,230 people will die of melanoma in 2019. Of those, 4,700 will be men and almost 2,500 will be women. Melanoma is the most dangerous form of skin cancer. These cancerous growths develop when an unrepaired DNA damage to skin cells triggers genetic defects that lead the skin cells to multiply rapidly and form malignant tumors. These tumors originate in the pigment-producing melanocytes in the basal layer of the epidermis. Melanomas often resemble moles. The majority of melanomas are black or brown, but they can also be skin-colored, pink, red, purple, blue, or white. Melanoma is mainly caused by intense, occasional UV exposure resulting in sunburn. If melanoma is recognized and treated early, it's almost always curable. But if it's not, the cancer can advance and spread to other parts of the body, where it becomes hard to treat and can be fatal. Moles, brown spots, and growths on the skin are usually harmless, but not always. Anyone who has more than 100 moles is at greater risk for melanoma. The first signs can appear in one or more atypical mole. And that's why it's so important to get to know your skin very well and to recognize any changes the moles on your body make. Look for the ABCDE signs of melanoma, and if you see one or more, make an appointment with a physician immediately. So what's ABCDE? Let's start with A. If you draw a line through the middle of a mole, the two sides will match, meaning they're symmetrical. If you draw a line through a mole and the two halves do not match, that means they're asymmetrical, and that's a warning sign for melanoma. Now B, border. A benign mole is smooth, even borders, unlike melanomas, where the borders of an early melanoma tend to be uneven. The edges may be scalloped or notched. Now C, color. Most benign moles are one color, often a shade of brown, but you can also have black or purple. When you have a variety of colors, that's another warning signal. A different number of shades of brown, tan, or black could appear, and a melanoma may also become red, white, or even blue. Now D, diameter. Benign moles usually have a small diameter, where melanomas are usually larger in diameter. Think the size of a pencil eraser, about 6 millimeters, but they sometimes can be smaller when they're first detected. And last but not least, E for evolving. Common benign moles look the same over time. When they start to evolve or change in any way, size, shape, color, the height, or any other trait, or any new symptoms such as bleeding, itching, or crusting, this points to danger. The most frequent locations of melanomas are the trunk of the body, legs, and arms, mainly found in older people, and they're also found on the scalp in men. Now, the Merkel cell carcinoma. This is a very rare type of skin cancer, and it usually appears as a flesh-colored or bluish-red nodule, often on the face, neck, or head. Merkel cell carcinoma is also called neuroendocrine carcinoma of the skin. They most often develop in older people who have had long-term sun exposure or a weak immune system, and that may increase your risk of developing a Merkel cell carcinoma. Merkel cell carcinomas tend to grow very fast and spread quickly to other parts of your body. And treatment options often depend on whether the cancer has spread beyond the skin. It's not very clear what causes Merkel cell carcinoma. They're found at the base of the outermost layer of your epidermis, and they're connected to nerve endings in the skin that are responsible for the sense of touch. Researchers recently discovered that a common virus plays a role in causing most cases of Merkel cell carcinoma. The virus lives on the skin and doesn't cause any other signs or symptoms. Just how the virus causes Merkel cell carcinoma has yet to be determined, but given that the virus is very common and the Merkel cell carcinoma is very rare, it's likely there are other risk factors that play a role in development of this cancer. As with all skin cancers, the best advice is to get your skin checked regularly with your physicians and to watch for any changes in your own skin. Now, next week we'll wrap up the series on skin cancer and discuss all the treatments that are available. If you'd like to learn more, listen each week for your skincare tip with me, your personal skincare guru, Nadine Torriello, licensed esthetician. And if you have a question, post it in the comments below or send me an email through my website, flmindbodyspirit.com. Wishing you a spa-tastic day.